Hello everyone, how are you doing? Is all right. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle Fans TV. Right then, so the lads have been at York all weekend. So welcome to the live coverage here on NFTV. We are live. We are live on YouTube and we are also live on Twitch. Please keep your comments coming. We'll read them out very, very shortly. If you are new or you're returning, if you can smash that like, that would be wonderful. I've just literally mentioned the comments there. So if you want to chat in, have your say. And if you're watching the rerun of this, please get your comments in the inbox down below. And of course, our YouTube members have received 5 exclusive videos so far in July. There's more information with the join button underneath. We're going to be talking, of course, all things about Newcastle the past 7 days with the Dubravka injury with Woodman. Loan put on hold. But first, we are sponsored by Manscaped, who are proudly sponsoring us for the last few months. Have a look at this.
This episode of the show is brought to you by the official electric trimmer of UFC, Manscaped. Not only are they the sponsor of NFTV, but they've also sponsored multiple UFC stars, including Max Holloway, Francis Ngannou, and Sugar Sean O'Malley. Manscaped is here to ensure your favourite fighter doesn't miss weight because of their pubes. Now, we've all seen the pictures going around of Mr. McGregor with his foot hanging. Not nice scenes, but I like my other bits of my body hanging perfectly fine. That's why I love Manscaped. Manscaped is changing the grooming game with their Perfect 3.0 package. The Perfect Package 3.0 includes their Premier, the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. The semi-erratic blade and skin-safe technology is designed to reduce nicks or tugs on your fellas down below. For all of the international listeners out there, they've just launched their life-changing products across the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and across the EU. Time to hop on the Manscaped movement. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Crop Preserver, deodorant for below the waist, and it's also anti-chafing and moisturising too. You'll also find the Crop Reviver Toner, which is an aloe vera infused cologne for the below the waist. For a limited time also, subscribers of NFTV not just get one, but they get 2 free gifts, which are the Shed Travel Bag, valued around $39 and the High Performance Anti-Chafing Manscaped Boxers. You get 20% off and free shipping with the code NFTV at manscaped.com. Let's just say that again. 20% off and free shipping with our code NFTV at the final checkout at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free international shipping at manscaped.com using NFTV.
Yeah, so that was our sponsors, Manscaped. Thank you very much. They have continued to sponsor us the last few months. I'm due to have a shave with our Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0, which is absolutely wonderful. And you get 20% off anything, absolutely anything on their website, manscaped.com, when you use our code NFTV. Keep an eye out in the next few weeks for something new. Evening to you, Lewis. I hope you are good, mates. And Ollie says, are you going to the game on Sunday? If so, what videos are you planning out for the game? Yes, I am in around the area of York, so I will be bringing some post-match stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'm also at the Doncaster game and the under-23s away at Darlington next weekend as well. Hiya, Mike. I hope you are good as well. And Kenny's joking on, watch this, Lee's Lass's new toy. Cheeky. Right, okay. So thank you very much for your company. Let's get the ball rolling then. So we're going to begin with all the players arriving on Monday. And of course, there was some rumours going around on Twitter that the lads have all jumped in mini boxes and arrived at York. That's actually untrue. Because the walk down from the college, well, it's a boarding school basically, is a little bit of a walk. So the players jumped in the vans, which were provided by the boarding school. 5 players who were at the Euros and the Copa America. So Martin Dubravka, Emil Kraft, Fabian Schär, and Miggy Almiron have all been given extra time off. But Ryan Fraser was pictured because of Scotland getting knocked out of the Euros fairly early on. Almiron obviously were no limped out of the Copa America, and there was some reports about Martin Dubravka being out injured. More on that very, very shortly. But Bruce went on to say that Graham Jones is having a few weeks off from coaching, obviously being at the Euros as well. And it kind of comes back to why are the lads going all the way down? I say all the way, it's not all the way. It's a short drive, isn't it, to York, because a boarding school's got better facilities than the two. And it goes back to, the stadium and the training ground neglected over the years. If you go and, yes, I know it's nice to get away, which I do agree with, for bonding and so on. Bruce is hitting on, it's a perfect place to integrate new signings. That's not going to happen, even though there is reports about Joe Willock potentially might be coming in very, very shortly once again. I just found it bizarre how a boarding school's got better facilities than what we've got. And that just goes to show you how much neglect the club have had. Steve's in the comments as well. What's good, Lee? Hope you are doing well, my good friend. So that was the first day. And of course, we've seen forgotten man, Florian Lejeune back. And obviously, Yoshinori Mutu were back as well. On Tuesday, there were double sessions each day, putting the players through the paces. So you had a morning and an early afternoon as well. But the focus was more on ball work, because the previous week, whilst the lads were back at Newcastle, it was more fitness. But Bruce went on to say for the two games coming up on Sunday against York and Harrogate, that most of the players will play 60 to 70 minutes, with also the under-23s coming down from the tune to be involved as well. Of course, Bruce went on to mention Florian Lejeune and Yoshinori Mutu, that the both will be looked at a pre-season. Decision on them hasn't been made yet, depending on offers and if Bruce wants to keep them. Of course, for me, you've got to get Yoshinori Mutu out the door. I'm sure most of you will agree on that in the comments, but for me, I would like to see Florian Lejeune stay at the club. Although we are very healthy, we've got 7 centre-backs at the moment, if you include Kellen Watts returning, because he's training with the first team. That's too many for me. So I probably expect Kel Watts to go back out loan. And in an ideal scenario, it's a pick of and not a bad bunch, but Newcastle centre-backs are all on a probably similar kind of level. Maybe Lejeune's a little bit higher up, and he's had a fantastic season in La Liga. Let's go back to your comments. Evening, Thomas, to you. I went to the protest today. Please let us know, how was it, Thomas? In the comments, I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter. Hopefully it's drilled the message home. Jody Sankasa says it's also closer at Bruce's house. That is very true. Very true. And Geordie, England didn't win the Euros. Close mind. How do you feel about Murphy's new contract? Talked about this on the channel already. 6 years is a little bit too long for me. Delighted that he's signed. I think he's a good squad player, but in the long term, not for me. Not for me. Late Almira is finally going to be sold after 3 years of failure. Do you reckon, Ginger? I don't think he will, because we need squad depth. I don't think that will happen personally. Mike's going to say, yes, we suppose. To be only getting 10 million for transfers, bad news. No new signings this season. I think that's what Mike's trying to say as well. And Mason's gone on to say, personally, I want to keep Lejeune. I like him, but Mutu has to go. He's not good enough. I would totally agree with that, even though we are lacking a little bit up top. Obviously, we've done the video a couple of days ago about potential players who may come in. Like Newcastle want to look outside of the big 5 European leagues. If you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. Of course, there was questions around social media. Where are all the players? You've seen the likes of the two Longstaffs, which you can see pictured. Where were them? They weren't involved in training for the first couple of days. Where was Elliot Anderson, who was obviously picked up a little bit of a knock? Where was John Joe Shelby? Because originally John Joe Shelby was pictured last week coming in, because you called Dan King a drip about the England question. And where was Kieran Clark? Now, the report was going around with the Daily Mail, says the reason why some of these players weren't involved for the first couple of days is that they were self-isolating. I actually think that's possibly a true story, because why would they just be missing for a couple of days and then all of a sudden just turn up? So I think there's some element of truth into that as well. And then there was another story about, was Martin Dubravka injured? Of course, in the goalkeeping department, there were 3 goalkeepers put through the paces by Simon Smith, which were Carl Darlow, which you can see pictured, Mark Gillespie and Dan Langley, who was an under-23 goalkeeper. Despite having time off, Sky actually said that Martin Dubravka is injured and he may miss the start of the season. And that, however, has put a halt on Freddie Woodman heading out, because he had a loan agreement in place with Bournemouth. Now, Freddie Woodman wasn't pictured either, not because of self-isolation, because the move hasn't gone through. And it's expected that Freddie Woodman would still feature despite, obviously, the move being blocked. Remember, at this stage, he wasn't back in training just yet. And he was expected to feature in one of these friendlies this weekend. So, why is he not staying at Swansea? Is a strange one. He loves it down there. He's getting game time. obviously Scott Parker is the new manager of Bournemouth, and it looks like, and again, I genuinely believe this is a true story. And it's not often I would agree with stories, but for Woodman not to be involved, and then Dubravka allegedly injured, we don't know how serious that is. Look, I've got no problems with Martin Dubravka being out for a short period and Darlow coming in. I think I've got no issues in that. I do think Darlow, we've done really, really well. It's a debate amongst the lads at NFTV who is the best goalkeeper. I think the Dubravka slightly above Darlow, although Dubravka probably wins us more points. Dubravka can also, for me, has more errors in him than Darlow. But Woodman not being allowed to go out on loan because of that injury. So we'll have to see what happens with Freddie Woodman in the loan. I just thought he would go back to Swansea because I know that Gillespie's third choice, and I know that Dan Langley is fourth choice. Well, technically fifth choice from now Woodman's back. But Woodman to head back on loan, I'm surprised it's not Swansea. It looks like it is going to be Bournemouth. I think that will happen possibly towards the end of the transfer window. Let us know what you think in the comments about that as well. Let's have a look at what you are saying about that. Mike's gone out to say, who's seen the Talk Sport video with Amanda? I told him, Mr. Jordan, we've seen that. Actually, Simon Jordan has actually replied to us on Twitter. If you want to have a look at our socials, Simon Jordan has called us observed because the fact that Sam, who originally put the tweet out, has basically said he doesn't like Newcastle fans, and Simon Jones went out and said it's absurd. I've got great fondness for Newcastle, and my friends with Sir John Hall and all this rubbish. So have a look at that on social media. But I think Amanda Staveley was probably the most rattled I've personally seen her. But going on that platform, I think you're asking for it a little bit, if you ask me. Is Graham Jones working with the squad? No, Ollie's got a few weeks off because of his being with England as well. John B's gone on to say, hi Lee, I hope everything is good. I would keep 100%. Lejeune is the best centre-back. Give Woodman a new 5-year deal. Just to pause there, Woodman actually signed a new deal fairly recently, actually. Sell Darlow, sell Gale, get some more cash in as well. Simon Jordan equals a clown, says Thomas. Paper said it was an ankle injury with Martin Dubravka. So we didn't know what was going on with the goalkeepers. Of course, there's a lot of free time that goes on amongst in York. And, a lot of the lads took to tennis on Thursday, which was yesterday. It was kind of like an international tournament. All the pictures that I've seen, it was ASM and Lejeune playing, Manquillo and Fernandez, obviously both being Spanish, Fraser and Ritchie representing Scotland. Matt Ritchie's, he's not Scottish, let's put it that way, but he has represented Scotland. Who won? Howie, I'm not that good. I didn't have the answer to that. But Jamal Lascelles was obviously interviewed. The players have all brought the PlayStations and the laptops. They're actually complaining that the Wi-Fi is poor, believe it or not. So they've had a bit of a twist on. And I'm sorry, but Jamal Lascelles needs called out for that. He's watching Love Island. And he's also admitted that a couple of other lads are watching Love Island. I'm guessing that's probably the young English lads. Disappointed in you. I'm not angry, Jamal. I'm disappointed in you. Love Island. Really? Really? Moving on. So we've seen some players return, which was nice yesterday, Thursday. Some of them players that we talked about. Obviously, Kieran Clark was back. Freddie Woodman was back, of course. We've talked about him just briefly as well. Which was good to see. And the players have returned, so they'll all feature in this weekend's 2 games. We still don't know yet who's playing in what game. I'll be outside of York's Community Stadium after, so I'll know more about that. There'll be a match reaction and the last word about the 2 games as well. So we'll have to wait and see. It's great that obviously the football is coming back, like I mentioned earlier on. I'm at Doncaster away. I cannot wait for that. That looks like a sellout now. When I last checked, it was only like 400 tickets left from 3,000. So, and then the very next day, I'm in Darlington away. In other news, which we'll cover more over on NFT Reaction on the next few days, that Lewis Cass has joined Port Vale on loan, and NUFC women have drew with Middlesbrough 1-1 in pre-season friendly, and then they absolutely walloped Wildesend 10-0. 10-0. Steve Harper, of course, has been permanently... He's now with the academy manager. Well, he is now. He's been permanently announced as the academy manager. Easy for me to say. So whether that means there'll be some shuffles, I'm expecting a couple of shuffles around the staff with that as well. Of course, as I mentioned, more on these stories over on NFT Reaction on the next 2 or 3 days. And of course, we'll bring you all the news regarding the 2 away games this Sunday as well. We'll wrap up dead quickly to Fernandez is from Argentina. Yes, Spanish speaking. Sorry, Spanish speaking. I beg your pardon. We'll wrap up with some of the live chat as well. Do you remember when Tim Krul was 17? We put him in goal. We need a younger goalkeeper league. Given was 18. Why do we not trust young goalkeepers anymore? Good point. It's a very valid point. I remember Tim Krul's debut away at Palermo, 1-0 clean sheet, got man of the match. You're forgetting Gillespie. Don't rate him. Yeah, but we're not going to get any money for Gillespie. Gillespie's, no disrespect, he's just happy to be at the club, isn't he? Are you going to Doncaster game? Yes, I will be there. Evening to you, Jake, as well. I hope you were good. Evening to Thomas as well. Would you rather watch 2 bloody girl? I still haven't seen that video. I know it's meant to be something with porn. I still haven't seen it, or Love Island. Probably the first one because it's short and it's only on once. Whereas Love Island's like an hour every night. Am I right? I'm after Doncaster. Hope you're good. See you there, Jake. How's the scouting team been sacked yet for wasting Ashley's money for the last 2 years? Carol gone. The last I heard that his agent was speaking to the club about possibly signing on, but nothing has deteriorated yet, and it's the 16th of July now. So, yeah, I expect Andy Carroll to now be gone. Whether there'll be an official announcement, I very much highly doubt it. There wasn't for Chris Natsu, and he's a servant for the club for the last 4 years. But, yeah, that is it. If you can smash the like button, that would be absolutely wonderful. Plenty of videos, as I say, on Sunday. I'll be a busy lad. We've got a match reaction outside the ground. We've got the last word as well. And then hopefully we'll see most of the other presenters hopefully come on screen and say their beautiful faces in the next few days. But if you can smash that like button, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on Sunday for the match reaction.